We got Miss Juicy. Shut the fuck up.
Hey.
Also, I don't know if I'm gonna call you a special guest. Let me tell you how, because you came in. It's kind of crazy, and we got straight to it. Mike hit me and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna come through and do the pod." And I was like, "All right." I don't know if I really believe him. You know how many times Mike has said that? At least 7 or 8, right? Yeah. So I didn't believe him. Then he followed up today, and then I thought about it. I was like, "Oh, he ain't got no work tomorrow." So not to put all your shit out there, but to put it out there. You know what I mean? But we also have Mike. I don't know what else you want to go by.
That's it. The one and only, never lonely.
MG. You don't want nobody to even figure out who you are.
No, sir.
At all.
Catch me if you can.
Listen, we're going to keep this down to... We got 4 people in there that's going to keep us in here on what their day is going to be. So we're going to go ahead and round robin. We're going to start with Jay first, though. How's your week been?
It's been challenging. Yeah,
How?
but...
if you care to share.
I do not care to share.
Okay, there we go. All right, there we go.
But I'm here.
If something's too hot, let me know out the gate. I don't want you to flame me up. All right, I don't want nobody flaming me up.
Thank you for being mindful.
Absolutely. I gotta be mindful of me. It's a mind. Don't jump on
that. You know what's funny?
What's that?
Shit, I don't want nobody flaming me up, and I told you I'm gonna light you up on wax.
Well, you can light me up. Y'all, all 3 are in agreement with that. That's cool. I'm all right with that. It's all good. I'll take it.
We're not ganging up on good old
No, we are.
No, we are. It's
we
crazy.
Are.
No, we are. It's crazy. Lex, how you been, big? Oh, you want to go to Mike? Your shit long-winded? Long-winded? Go ahead, Mike. How you been, bro?
Oh, man, I'm a guest here, and I'm chilling. My week's good, regular work thing, kids thing. We went bowling. Took my kids bowling for the first time yesterday.
How old are your
kids? Hit me like he said.
My kids are 8 and 3.
How fun? Did you do the bumpers?
We did bumpers. We had the little push roll down the ramp kind of thing. So my daughter, she's a little sensitive to sounds. So she, and it was nap time.
Yeah, play music in there.
Loud in there.
We went to Parkway, so it was no music. But that
there forever,
man.
It ain't changed.
It's the boardwalk,
it
right?
ain't. Yeah, the boardwalk.
Yeah.
Remember when they used to do the lock-ins?
Yeah.
See?
Them lock-ins,
I
boy. You used to go at 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, you didn't get up out of there until about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
But it was good.
Sounds like kidnapping.
Facts.
Well, kids, we're real kids. Go ahead, though.
But nah, it was good. So we did that. My kids watch a lot of Bluey. And I think on one episode they was going bowling. So my son's been like, let's go bowling. So we did that, and he rode good. We played 3 games. First 2 I let him win. Third game tore him up.
You better though. I would have took his spirit on game 1.
But you can't do that.
Yeah, game 1.
Confidence
it's different,
building,
man. I'm look. Y'all gonna paint me a certain way. I'm gonna go ahead and keep going that route. I'm gonna trick other kids. I'm gonna do it. Oh man. Anyway, y'all went bowling.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Lex?
Yo, we
getting real hot.
We at regionals. We still undefeated. We back in Pasadena on Saturday.
Yeah.
Run through that. Other than that,
where you staying at?
Wait, what?
Where you gonna stay at?
Oh,
that's
we
wild.
gonna go up at
should I ask you after? I should ask you after to make sure he's safe. Is that why?
No, he doesn't mean in life. He means.
Yeah,
you mean the night before the game?
You mean like what, hotel, motel?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to put him on
We ain't got that locked down yet.
Because I want to know how cheap he's going to go.
You want to know.
You knew I did.
You did.
I want to know.
Well, I was trying to say in Riverside.
You want to know too, though.
I was trying to say at my brother's house.
Okay, here we go.
Riverside.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
But that's not an option right now.
Why? Because you asked and they said no?
No, I'm not going to say that part on camera. But
okay, all right. My bad.
Would have made it a lot easier. But no. Football out the way. Ran into my mom.
Like in person?
Yeah.
You should have started with that when we did our
trying to get out the way.
Where can you say?
Yeah, wait a minute.
At a funeral.
Oh.
So you knew it was going to happen?
Yeah.
No. I put it together at the last possible second. And I was like, oh shit, I've been set up. It was like a blind date at a funeral.
You spoke?
Nah.
All right.
Did you make eye contact?
I was hoping you said yeah. And I'm like, we talk about that later. But I feel like this hurt a little more. For real.
So my man's pops died, right? And I didn't get to see him and say goodbye. And he was like, hey, and I was like, I couldn't get to here, I couldn't go to wherever, but I was like, I'm gonna make it to something.
Yeah.
So if my last option is the funeral, like I'm gonna make it happen. So I took the day off of work, and he had me going to Coronado, and so I went, and I got there a little early, and so the church is right across the street from like their little park. So I was like, I'm gonna just get a couple laps in, you know what I mean? Get my steps in. And I'm doing my steps.
The old white man, I swear.
I'm getting my steps in. and
10,000 a day.
10, that's light work.
Yeah, the stepometer on this.
Yeah, another 7 on that.
The stepometer on this shorts.
Coach Abs gave us one of those.
So I'm passing by the church on one of my laps, and I see my old next door neighbor smoking a cigarette.
Wait a minute, how you get your collar to stay up like this?
Like what?
Like how it is right now.
I have no idea what's
Man, that's crazy.
His collar on all 10.
Yeah,
Standing on 10 toes.
I got a lot of starch with it.
His jail days, huh? His jail days coming through.
Press the starch, nigga.
Yeah, I got new ways to make grilled cheese.
Yo, that's crazy. Go ahead. Finish tell your story. My bad. Your collar was just like, like it was rocking in there. Go ahead. Though.
So one of my
It really was though.
So I can't even. I gotta watch the YouTube that I'll never watch. So I'm on one of my laps. I see my old neighbor smoking a cigarette outside, and I'm like, man, that looks like. And I take another tap. I say, you know what? Of course it makes sense. They were neighbors. And then I started going further, like, you know who else was neighbors? My mom. So I was like, fuck. And I know she ain't doing nothing else. Right? And I'm like, you know what? She gonna be in there. Because I know, even though I'm early, I know she's in there. Because she don't show up late to nothing.
Hella early. Passing out the obituaries.
And then I started, so I called, kid's mom. And I was like, hey.
The kids were with you?
No, they were at school. I was like, I think I'm about to run into my mom because she dropped me off. She was like, yeah, don't even worry about it because she had some time, whatever. So she's like, don't even waste the Uber. Plus, the Uber leaving Coronado, they tax that. Going back over the bridge is way cheaper than going to it. So I called her. I was like, hey, I think I'm about to run into my mom. She's like, oh, fuck, I didn't even think about that. She's like, man, if I was dressed, I would have stayed with you because she petty. So she trying to like
be in there.
Whatever. But I was like, nah. So I'll just get mentally prepared. And then I started going, I was like, man, and if this is anything like church, when we used to go to church, she gonna be in the back. So it's not like I can slide in and hide.
Right.
So then I was like, man, I really got to run into. But then I walked in. She was kind of in the middle. I was like, cool, I'm going to stay in the back. I said what's up to my man's brother. But I was like, I'm not walking in the front to say hi to with mom. Because I'm pretty sure my mom saw me in the back when I was signing the thing. But I was like, nah, it's too late. They about to start. I sat in the back. Ooh, I ain't been to a Catholic mass in a long time. I thought I was about to spontaneously burst into flames. I was like,
hot in there.
I do not belong here.
That boy was redder than that shirt.
Then right when it starts, right? Someone else pops in, your man's.
Oh.
And I was like, whoa.
Oh.
You're so annoying.
I was like, whoa.
Your man's is crazy.
Right?
Right when he said that.
Which one? Okay, which one?
You remember the night we was talking about the dude that you knew?
Yes.
Yeah. That's why it hit me for a second, though.
So I'm like,
he stayed with me for a little bit, for a day.
So he come in.
That sounds crazy. Let me finish that. He was a good friend, and she was helping him out at the time. There we go. My bad. That sounds crazy.
Thank you.
My bad.
Thank you for
Yeah, I wasn't crazy. I figured she knew who I was talking about if I did that. So aren't we all on the same page?
We're all on the same page, sir.
So now I'm in, and then I see a couple other neighbors I haven't seen in some years, and so my mind goes straight nostalgia. I'm in the back. I can't even like focus on the mass or paying respects to my man's pops. I'm just going through it in the back. I'm going through all these emotions. Like, yo, it's so wild if anybody walks in here and sees how we're all spread out when normally we probably would be like this.
Yeah.
And then I'm in the back, and then my mom brain's going crazy. Now I'm over here like, man, how I get here? And then my mind's even crazy because normally I would walk into this, at least this room specifically, and have no issues. I don't give a fuck who's in there. You know what? I ain't uncomfortable. Let me go to the front, say hi to his mom, pay my respects, come back, whatever. But that was not me on Friday. I was in the back like, yo, everybody in here doing better than me. I'm fucked up right now. I don't even want to talk to nobody even if they approach me. So as soon as they said, whatever, let's go in peace. I was gone, right?
Dang.
I didn't even stay for the refreshments.
Really?
Because I was like, nah, because I know my mom got time, so she gonna be there, so I ain't gonna be even.
She got
there.
time is crazy.
So I walked out. Hey, that's the crazy part. I didn't walk out and call an Uber. I walked down like several blocks.
Yeah, he said, I ain't
and then I used to be like, yo, several blocks, I'm gonna knock at least like 85 cents off the Uber ride.
Yeah.
And then I got closer to the bridge and I was like, all right, let me call right here. And then I was out and I was gone. It was whatever. Took me a minute to calm down though. Yeah. Like to get it all processing out. Like, all right, I'm cool, whatever. But I was in the back of the church like, what the fuck is going on? Luckily, it's just, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a little bit of anxiety, a little bit overwhelmed.
It wasn't. Everything. It's not like my mom was going to get up in the middle because I just don't know how unpredictable she can be. So I'm like, man, she might really make this about her and like really try to handle something like that. It wasn't an appropriate time to do anything. And I wasn't worried about him because he wasn't going to say nothing to me.
Better to avoid it.
But I was just like, all right, let me just get out of here. And
I've seen him too, actually, a few times. I told you that. Yeah, he worked at one of the high schools down here.
Yeah. So, I mean, other than that.
He looked at me like, how much you know? That's how he looked at me. I was like, yo, bro.
I'm assuming that's how he looks at everybody. That
I'm 35 now, man. I'll be 35 next month, bro.
What you know, no good.
Which one?
At 35, man, I ain't got the energy for all that shit, man.
It ain't that big. It ain't that serious.
Do you regret not going, though, to the refreshments and kind of having the opportunity to connect with people?
Well, I wasn't trying to connect with nobody really. I just really wanted to say hello to his mom. Specifically, I said hi to his brother in the back. I realized how old I'm getting because his niece is like a grown ass woman with a child, and I was like, oh, there's the only baby crying in here. That must be him.
Yeah.
And so it was just, I seen a neighbor I haven't seen in like 10, 15 years who ain't never moved out, and I was like, wow, that's him. And that was it. And I went. My man, he's stuck in DC, so he was like, it means a lot that you're going. And so I called him when I was outside. He didn't pick up, but I'll catch up with him in a minute.
Yeah.
Other than that, normal weekend.
There you go. All right, we just get straight to it. Hand claps, yeah.
I would clap, but I'm holding the mic.
Yeah, it's all good. Don't worry about it. We'll get that fixed next time. I keep saying that.
Hey, look at
That's like my thing.
Hey, look at his addiction.
Oh, man.
Why your hand in your pocket like that?
Because I'm uncomfortable.
Trump back in office.
Uh-oh.
Everybody face change. Yeah. Just so everybody feels better, I voted for Kamala. All right. Just so everybody feels, I voted for Kamala.
Can I say something?
My voting experience, I'm going to let you fry me up later. But my voting experience, so I found out that they were trying to, I went to the Kearney County Operations little shit or whatever.
Of course you did.
Yep. And bro, because I had my mail-in ballot, but when they start saying that they're going to burn up ballots, I was like, yeah, I ain't going to even, they probably won't do it here, but I'm not going to risk it. I want my shit to count.
Yeah.
So I went in and voted, but then they had a bomb threat.
Oh my!
At the Kearney one.
Did you see state? The state was a lot more red than it should have been.
For real? Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Absolutely.
Like 30%.
I thought it was like fire season. I was like, oh, they're showing a map of something else. Oh no!
Now, I'll tell you what, them county folks in all these states, man, they really showed up and showed out. I put it to you like this, man. I don't know where the fuck we had it. It's not even just the fact that he got it. It's the fact that you got a full Republican like Senate. I think the House of Reps got it too. And he already appointed most of these damn judges. So it's like, bro, they control everything. And it's going to be a rough 4 years. Like I didn't even have much to say because even like the measures, like the felony measure on Prop 34, 35, I believe, it went through.
Sure did.
Yo, I was like, yo, we were like soft on this shit like 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm sitting here thinking like, when did the world get so aggressive? I even feel, because I have a daughter, right? Women's rights, right? Even the abortion votes, like Florida still voted like yes on the ban still. I'm like, fam. Like I would think that there would be more women in line with our choice and shit like that. But I seen it best on this TikTok video. This lady said, look, when y'all motherfuckers get shot and the police kill you and shit, don't be talking about GoFundMes or nothing like that. She was like, white women, when y'all husband be beating y'all ass, don't. And I felt what she was saying because it's almost like, like y'all did this. So now we got to go for the ride. So that's how I feel. I'll let everybody else jump in. I know we got a lot of mics today. So, yeah.
I feel like you're a pseudo Democrat.
I'm not a Democrat.
What are you?
Independent.
What are
I'm
you?
independent.
I mean, so you say, but in the reality of it,
So you say it's crazy.
so in the reality of it, like when we look at the big picture, it's really two big parties. Because you could say you independent or Green Party or this or that. And the way that you've talked on the pod, as someone, as a listener, you come off as a Republican to me. But then you say, I voted Democrat.
What are Republican values?
Republican
I'm about to shoot him bail if you don't tighten this one up.
I need to know where. That's why I was asking my wife. But I'm glad you're doing this.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I asked my wife the same thing. I'm like, yo, if someone can tell me what Republican values are, I can assure you that I don't align with every single one of them.
One of the things is eliminating middle class, and that's what you on your voting practices aim to do.
I don't think they say that on the Republican site. Like,
of course, it's not going to say that.
The middle class.
Of course, it's not going to say that. But you're like, oh, minimum wage. We got to, or there is no minimum wage. Like, minimum wage is living wage, and that's what it's supposed to be. So, the reality of it is, when I listen to the way that you speak and the way that you talk, you have a lot of Republican values, but then you're a pseudo Democrat, and I think maybe that comes with like this idea of, oh, I'm a black man, so I'm supposed to vote Democratic. But I think your views and your ideologies and your beliefs are Republican.
I don't agree with that.
I don't either.
I don't, because they believe in, first of all, they believe in corporations to get like less tax on their shit. Mm-hmm. They believe in a stronger military, which I think our defense budget on military is already OD crazy.
Wasn't on the ballot.
If anyone that you meet that is in the military, like they'll tell you, we spend a lot of time waiting on wars that never come.
Wasn't on the ballot.
So, like, with that being said, it's like, yo, I don't see that to be the case. And number two, there's other things that I vote for, that I sway for, that I know they ain't gonna fuck with me on. Like, I believe in like these social programs that we have, right? Like WIC. I believe in food stamps. There are people that need those things. Absolutely. So being a pseudo Democrat would mean that I would tell you that I'm a Democrat out the gate.
One thing that I want to revert back to is like last episode, right, when Jasenia was talking about your reference of like leading a man. What was the phrase? Teach a man to fish and he eat forever or whatever.
Absolutely.
But then the journey of like, how did the man get to the lake? Mm-hmm. Right? And so that Republican view was like, I don't care how the man got to the lake. And the Democratic view was like, well, how did the man get to the lake, and what is the journeys and the obstacles that he had to overcome to get there? Mm-hmm. And so I think a lot of the times that maybe your heart is in the right place or your mind is in the right place or vice versa, I don't know. But sometimes you have to take a step back and look at like the bigger picture of like, how did we get here and what caused these things? And I think because of that, you come off as a little bit Republican, which is that that's okay if that's where you want to be.
But you know what's funny? They do the same shit to Jaylen Brown, right? They do the same shit to Kyrie, right? At any point, man, my thing is giving people education, right? And so what I can't sit here and say after 300-400 years past slavery, right, is to sit here and say, I'm going to wait for the government or people to like help boost my status. I did tell Jay last episode, I said, I am fortunate to go to school because my dad was in the military. Mm-hmm. I got to school for free. Mm-hmm. I slaved it, right? So what I'm saying is that, yo, I understand that people have different starting points. I'd be crazy to tell you that we all did it. But at some point, Mike, you turned 18, you knew that murder wasn't supposed to happen, right? You knew that robbing and stuff like that wasn't supposed to happen. My point is at some point, someone had someone step up to them and tell them, hey, this is the right thing, this isn't. Now, the crazy part is, and we're going to get back to our feelings on Trump in a second, but the crazy part is someone did come up to me earlier this week and was like, no one ever told me right from wrong. Never taught me that. And I said, you know what? That's their experience. I can't even sit here and argue with them and say, hey, that's the case, right? But for a majority of us, there's a burden on me, you, Jasenia, Lex, all of us to teach other people things instead of, hey, look, they going and doing that shit over there. I'm going to just leave it alone.
I think, like, I hear what you're saying, but, like, yes, not everybody gets the opportunity to be taught right or wrong, be it it's led by example or actually taught. But I think where I understand where Mike's coming from is that, like, it's the opportunity. So it's not even, like, the education. It's it's the opportunity to be able to pursue an education or pursue certain things, to be able to flourish, to elevate, to even sometimes just basically survive. And I think as I've gotten to know you better, knowing definitely you are a Democrat, you align, you're independent, but you do align with, supporting in your voting style with social justice programs and certain benefits and things of that nature. Sometimes it's the dialogue and maybe the attitude and the presentation of the words and your delivery that can come across with a Republican tone or attitude.
Facts.
And so I think that's why our listeners get frustrated or they get confused, because they're like, bro, you sound like you're not for us, but what we know, and people who really know you, is that you really are for us. You are for the people. You're for the culture. It's sometimes just that delivery, I think, is what maybe, I don't want to speak for you, what he might be alluding to.
I get what he's saying, but and I get what you're saying too. I think the hard part for me is that my actions prove what I'm saying. So although I would back down, we're talking about people that don't genuinely know me, right? And that's hard, right? If you guys have any concerns or whatever, you can hit me up. You know what I mean? And we can have a great dialogue, because I feel like behind the scenes, I try to support everyone as much as I can. Everyone in this room, and everyone in this room is supporting me also, right? Yeah. Which is why y'all won't fry me up. So if the tone is right, if I can change the tone, you're absolutely correct. But if people can understand what I actually stand for and what I do for a living, which I never say it. Right? I don't take that thought and attitude, because there's people that work in my realm. I'll be like, yo, how the fuck are you here?
Like when you meet teachers, you're like, what the?
Yeah, or when you talk to certain individuals. I've met a dude, I worked in a group home when I was in college, and this dude was black dude, had on cowboy boots, a hat and everything, man. And
sounds about right for the area.
Yeah, exactly know what I'm talking about. And he was a big George Bush supporter, and he was I don't believe in social programs. Bro, we have a grant to work here. that don't even make no damn sense. Right. So I get what you're saying, from that perspective. But I guess to segue it into where we're at right now, I would say that the things that I say and do are more so pick yourself up. The shit that they on right now, it's we really gonna take you back to where y'all was at before. So where my rhetoric don't even necessarily matter at this point, because it's I gotta defend just as much as y'all do. I've had people get more aggressive. I seen more MAGA hats in the last 2 weeks.
The flags
out here, the flags, the Trump cars and shit.
Yeah.
The shit that he incites out of people, I fucking hate. Right? I can deal with his bullshit on the news and shit like that. It's the people that he gets riled up that I just can't stand to be around. And there's a specific group of them that I can't, really get in my bag about, area-wise here. But there's some spaces in Dago that I'm going to stay the fuck out of for the next 4 or 5 years.
And we all know what spaces you're talking about.
What I mean? Because no matter how far I go, Ye said it best, I'm still a nigga in the Tesla.
Right.
You know what I mean? It don't matter how high I think I get up, right? I know how people view me.
Optics.
You know what I mean? Exactly. I don't even dress the part of like these families on here. Look at him. He's assimilated with the vest on, with the bubble vest and the collar underneath. He's assimilated. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. How do y'all feel? I know Lex said last day, so
Well, I guess to join in on the other thing, I think the problem is he's an independent, but it's more. He aligns with the average person is in real life before recent times, right? It's not because we have a two-party system. It's extremely inefficient, because it's you either do all of this or you do all of that. And that's just not what it is. Most people are going to be in the middle, which is why he's you know what? I think that makes me an independent. But unfortunately, what happened now is it's gotten so extreme with whatever side you pick that you just kind of go along with everything they say. It's oh, I got to believe this, and that. And if I believe one thing different, they're going to start questioning me oh, you must be this, and that. And that's why I don't agree with none of that shit. And we'll never actually get anything other than a two-party system, which is broken, if we keep talking to people trying to be independent like that. So that's why I don't agree with that part. I do agree with the delivery part, 100%, because he be sounding nuts. but yeah, the system itself is broken. It's going to continue to be broken, and it seems to be getting
Y'all know I've been
worse.
doing this for years, and I can sit here and take it too. That's beautiful.
So the problem with this is oh man, I was very confused. So I had different feel. Like 2016, I was kind of like shocked, but I was kind of like, oh, okay, crazy. 2020, even though he didn't win, I was very, very upset at just how many people showed up and was like, wow. And then, now 4 years later, I was like, it's a different type of upset because I'm like, damn, he really be. Because when I saw the numbers about he just outperformed every single place he was at before, I was like, yo, he really be bringing them out. But my brain was confused because I'm like, yo, I'm seeing the pictures. I see the videos, the half empty arenas. I'm seeing all like, he's getting help from the bots and like all this fake stuff. Like, how did this happen? And then, I didn't want to come in here. I definitely wasn't going to come in here doing that. But like the people that blame, I don't know if I said this last week because I didn't think this was going to happen. But the people that come together to blame a specific voting block as the issue, the problem,
like the
right?
Latinos and the blacks.
Like they're saying, okay, if we don't win, it's because black people didn't show up. And I'm just like, that sounds so crazy to have that part of a population be that tiny, but to get all the blame. And that's the thing, right? If she won, then you got to get all the credit, but they can't get none of the blame because they will take you over the top. But you can't blame them because it could be just like, oh, everyone's got to vote. You can't blame a specific voting block. But that rhetoric comes off because it's like, oh, but you're supposed to vote that way. So if we lose, it's because you didn't vote, and that's your fault. And that sounds fucking crazy to me, too. I was a little shocked at the numbers of, like, slowly flipping the black, I guess, who's getting the blame right now? Black men. And so that was funny for, like, the narrative purposes. I was like, well, we know one, right? So for him to get over 20%, I was like, dang. But then, like, I think historically, as black men age, a lot of the views start to go a little right, from what I've seen, and they might still vote left because they feel obligated to. But I think in these days and times, everyone's just like, no, I'm not doing it. And the other reason this happened is because people aren't here to vote for, like, okay, I don't align with every single thing. So what do I got to do? I'm going to take what I care about the most, and I now become a single issue voter. And where that's what happened here is their single issue might be something like, hey, I know people that only voted to stop trans people from competing in sports. I know people that did that. Sick. Right? That's not my issue. So I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy. That's the only thing you cared about. But that's the only reason they came outside. Right? And then unfortunately, one of the big issues is the economy. And what makes that unfortunate is because we're continuing this cycle of people crediting and blaming the wrong administration for what's going on because they don't understand how many of the lagging indicators that make up the economy. And so it takes a while to build up or destroy one. And so if you take it back 20 years, Bush inherited the best economy that we've ever seen from Clinton. And he ran it up, and it was, everything was high because it's really hard to really break apart that foundation that was built over those 8 years. But all those decisions he made finally started catching up. He crashed it. He handed it to Obama. Now, Obama's first 4 years was rough because that shit was still going down. No matter what decisions you're making, even if they're the right ones, it takes a while to really turn that ship and really get some momentum going. He had the second 4 years to send that shit going. Trump inherited. Same thing, right? All the bad decisions he was making, it takes a while for it to reverse itself. So for most of his 4 years, shit was looking all right. But the decisions he was making, something was going to happen. Now, COVID came around, and luckily they're just like, yo, it tanked that shit real fast. So it is his fault, but it wasn't his fault in certain, depending on which way you look at it. And boom. So now we get some fucked up shit gets handed over to Biden, right? He's making all these decisions, and on paper, when you actually look at the numbers that everybody cares about and whatever, it's right. It's exactly where it needs to be. It's a strong economy. The problem is the numbers, it takes a while for the feeling to catch up. So the average person is outside like, I don't feel it. These numbers don't look like what I feel like. When I go to the store, when I'm at the gas pump, when I'm doing whatever, it don't feel like that. And so I don't believe them. And if I don't believe them, it needs to change. What needs to change? Oh, it's a Democrat right now? Let's hand this bitch over to a Republican. And that's when you see the flips. That's when the swing states do what they do, because they're voting like that. They care about the economy. The problem is it's not common knowledge to know how lagging it is. And we're going to continue this cycle, and we're going to keep going. And I sound like I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what else to do. School systems are failing everybody, but it's not. I don't blame people like that because it's not common knowledge. But at the same time, it's I don't know what to do. But as long as I think it's going to get worse too with these single issue voters, and you know there's a lot of people that would have voted blue, but their big issue was the wars, and they don't fuck with that. So they're like, I'm just not going to vote. Period. And that's why you saw a lot of people staying inside, and that was a big issue. Where they're like, hey, we thought Gen Z was going to be the one that come out, they're woke, they fuck shit up, they change everything, they cancel everybody.
They flipped on us. But
they said, no, y'all, I don't like what y'all doing about this war. Y'all don't just get my vote just to get it. Y'all got to earn it. And y'all ain't doing what we want in our issue. So they said, fuck it. Mm-hmm. And that's unfortunate. But hey, at the end of the day, we all got to live with who's here. We all got to adapt. We all got to protect ourselves and our family. And it's about to get real interesting. And it might not get interesting right away, even though it sounds like it is. Just remember, sometimes it may get interesting a little later because the decisions he's making now, it doesn't just tank the shit right away. It takes a little while. So you got to watch it, and you got to take the backtrack. How did we get to where we are? Look at decisions being made. And, you know, it is what it is. That's my thoughts.
Anybody else? No, we good on the topic.
He did that.
You did. I don't even know what else to say. It's so somber for me, man. Like I went into work, they was offering like mental health services for some people, man. Like it's a real thing.
I want to apologize to all women.
I do too.
Facts.
Y'all deserve better.
It's you know, they try to blame women too, like, oh, women aren't showing up, but it's like, or like, you know. But when you look at the numbers, it's like, hey, you can't just do that. Like maybe you can blame white women specifically, sure, but you know,
there's women that's out here. Oh, you know what? There's a girl that I've seen around on Instagram, on your spaces, and on ours, and she straight up said in her thing, and I had to just take her off because I was like, look, I can't keep going through this. She's like, I flat out think women should not be president ever.
Oh my!
And I was like, I'll tell you off mic.
Yeah, please do.
I'll tell you off mic because I want to say that we know her and she went to school with us. Because sometimes I'm noticing that I'm reconnecting with people.
That's company I keep. Yeah. What the heck?
Yeah, I'm not saying that was a friend of yours or nothing. I think that she had probably peeped us like on. You followed her, so I was like, I'll give her a follow too. And
we both need to give an unfollow stat.
I already got mine out the way. I just remember right now. But I was like, there's people that think like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, I have a daughter, a black daughter at that. So I'd be damned if she wanted to run for president. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, damn, man, I thought we really came a long way. But I've seen a lot of people assimilating in the white culture. Even when people talking about the Latino voters, right? Like, here's the thing, and I'm going to be real. Like, when you go to CBP, you know, the sheriffs down there, there's a lot of Latino men that work and women that work in those positions that feel completely different about their workspaces. Like, to them, it's like, oh, I'm not deporting, you know, a cousin or an aunt or something. I've been here for a while.
I saw something, you know, the Daily Show be going outside and they be at these rallies and they make them look stupid by asking them questions or whatever. And they went up to some actual immigrants. And immigrants, like, logic is like, oh, I'm here, close the door, and whoever's here is fine, but just don't let nobody else in. Right? So he's like, okay, so deport everybody. He's like, yeah. And he's like, "Are you like, you know that's you, right?" And he's like, "No."
That's crazy.
And that's what like people are really thinking. Like they don't understand what is happening. Like they're talking about, there's been a big there was a big deal about these 200% tariffs coming up, and people don't understand what it means, who pays what, and they're finding out quick because we're in November already. I've already seen multiple stories of smaller businesses either saying, "Hey, we ain't gonna make it next year because of this," or I saw one specifically where he's like, "Hey, normally I gotta cancel the Christmas bonus. I gotta take all the cash I have to buy all the inventory I can because in January 1st, it's gonna get so much more expensive." Mm-hmm. And they're like, "Why?" "Oh, China doesn't pay that tax. That is a tax on me." And so the tax gets, I think I mentioned this a week or two ago. I said that tax they don't feel it. It gets passed down to the consumer. It's going to hurt the economy so bad that it don't matter the minimum wage jumped up a few dollars. That's getting eaten up by all of this shit that he's talking about. And he's talking about China. China supplies most of our shit. So we're going to have to figure it out.
Temu order's about to get really expensive.
Hey, you ain't lying.
Temu's about to get really expensive.
I can't.
Oh, man. All right. I'm good on that because I'm going to get sad.
Yeah, I can keep going. I'll go darker.
No, I don't need you to do that. Mike, can someone give your partner advice on your relationship?
No.
Wait, does he have a say in that?
Is there more to that?
I'm saying, like, say she go to work, right? Steve going in there, maybe she's upset about something, right? It sounds crazy. Don't worry, I was go down.
First of all, why are you talking to Steve and not? You know what I mean? Like
Steve just
Becky
butted in one day.
Steve better
wait. So she can't eat lunch with Steve at work either?
No.
Whoa.
She can't have a work husband?
No, absolutely not.
Wait, she's supposed to eat lunch in the bathroom by herself? Nobody talked to me.
Christina or Jennifer or
wow, I'm glad
Becky
you're here.
What if Steve was gay?
Absolutely not.
So she can't eat lunch with like somebody at work, even if that gentleman's married?
I mean, sure. Absolutely.
Okay. Not like some single dude. You think like some single dude that like, walking around with
trying to shoot a shot. Yeah.
No, I'm just talking about a regular guy. But then he was like, hey, maybe you should try this in your relationship.
She ain't got a work husband?
I mean, sure. Absolutely. Right. Because at the end of the day, she's coming home to me. And the information that she's getting or garnering is coming back to me, and she's going to try to apply that into our relationship.
Okay, there we go.
But
what happened last week? I like it. You remember
lights on.
He said,
but no, because keep Steve ass at home. You better go talk to Stephanie. You know what I mean?
Would you talk shit to your wife if she was like, "Oh, I had lunch and Steve and me were chatting," and then you were like, "Wait, what? You were sitting with Steve?" Would you give her a hard time? Or would you set like a boundary? Calmly? Like, would you be like, "Hey, it makes me uncomfortable because I know Steve is single," or would you be like, "What the fuck? Why were you sitting with Steve?"
No, that's a very convoluted question for me because
convoluted.
He's pulling out a lot of words.
Sidestep. Go ahead.
No, it's convoluted for me because
tell me what you've garnered.
I sometimes err on the side of like I'm not a jealous man.
Yeah.
But then I also sometimes err on the side of like, why are you talking to this man? You know what I mean? So for me, it's more so of like, what is the relationship and the connection that y'all have, and why am I even coming up? Why are you not talking to your girls?
So
why are you talking to this partner at work?
You either.
No, I don't care.
He's plotting.
Because why are you even talking about me? You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
So it's like if that's your guy or you whatever, and I know him and I've heard of him and he's somebody that has frequented our conversations, then sure, absolutely. But if this is like the first time I'm hearing of this guy and it's like, well, Steve said, who the fuck is Steve? Who the fuck is Steve? You give a fuck about what Steve talking about?
I'm not.
You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Steve pay bills.
Right, exactly.
Fuck what Steve talking about.
He watch these kids. Shit.
Steve didn't buy you that Dooney and Burke.
He buying her lunch though.
Oh man. So yeah, I don't know, man. For me, that's it gets tricky depending on the circumstances.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
I mean, elaborate on that a little bit more. Tell me what her and I is arguing about, and what Steve's input is.
I can't get that detail. I just wanted to keep it vague to see if you would get mad in the first place, right? Like, would you? Like, if somebody said, "Yo." Should we save you for last?
No, keep going.
If somebody said, "Yo, maybe you should try this in your relationship," right? And your partner came up to you and said, "Hey, look, I was suggested this by a friend." By a friend
of the opposite sex, or it doesn't matter.
See, but if
opposite
I was
sex, because that's what he said to me.
But
you got a Steve.
Well,
I got a
right. I can paint it for you. If I said a friend told me this, what would you wonder who that friend was?
Absolutely.
That's the first question she's asked.
Okay, so ask me anyway, because I'm gonna pretend it's me. A friend told me.
What friend?
My friend Stacy. Oh,
how the fuck do you know Stacy?
There it is.
Who's Stacy?
There it is.
Or why are you talking to our business with Stacy?
Right. You do have to get to how you got there, but then even if you explain it, I'm already thinking my partner think I'm lying off the bat anyway, right? Like I feel like you don't win that.
Well, I think like one thing that my husband has shared with me in his opinion is that you don't touch people's relationships and that people shouldn't touch yours. And so he's a big advocate of like, mind your business. Like, don't interject. Don't touch people's relationships. Because you don't know everything and it can get tricky, and it's better to just mind your business. Right. And that's something I don't think that like I necessarily interjected, but I definitely, if my homegirl is telling me some stuff, I definitely can get my piece off. But ever since I've kind of switched back, now I just try to listen more than interject, because you really don't know what people are going through and what's going on. And it is tricky to kind of like, I think especially I had an experience where a really good friend of mine, I realized that she had like adapted my voice almost. And so when she was going back to her partner, she was saying basically what I was saying, and that caused friction between me and him. And I was like, oh, it took me a while to catch on. And then I realized that when she was talking to me about her issues with me, I'm like, oh, I hear his voice.
Yeah.
And so it's like, ooh, like you want to give opinions, you want to give advice, you want to give support, but I think it's best just to hold it, unless that's like your sister, like someone your person that you really confide in, and they're gonna try to be as neutral as possible, and they're always gonna try to guide you either way. But I don't think you should be. Hell nah.
What if it's a friend of yours?
No.
That
talking
they
to
went
my
out
man.
That because they your person sought their advice.
No, I think my friend would know that she should be redirecting him back to me. So like, and hey, like that's a concern. Yeah. You know what? You should talk to Jay about that, versus divulging into like an intimate conversation about my relationship.
10 out of 10 times, my friends are gonna lie.
For you?
That's facts.
Exactly.
10 out of 10 times they lie. You know what I mean? So go ahead.
Do too.
Please talk to my friend, because they lie.
I was gonna say, and the best thing about girls is we're so quick.
They do it well.
Quick. I don't even got to prep my girl. Okay, she would just immediately catch on and be like, "Oh, yep," blah, 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 blah. It's not friend shit. Come straight to the source.
Nah, I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Lex, where you at with that? Shit, you know what? Well, I think I'm part of some of your stories. Go ahead, man.
You get part of something mine, so you might not even know it.
But you know
Carlise said, we had to go because
no. But he's definitely had like I don't want to say it like that. But like I've gotten phone calls and they'd be like, yo, here's the deal. And then I've called you and I said, hey, look, this is what happened.
That happens in friend groups too, though. Yeah. Like I've dealt with that community relationship.
I feel like that's the worst place to be
in the friend groups.
Absolutely.
That's probably why I have that strong stance now.
Because although like I respect like all of y'all partners, like I'm in business with y'all first.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I don't even like being Instagram friends or friends with people's like spouses and stuff for that weird reason too. I don't want you to feel like I owe you something because we've been in the same space.
If I'm not friends with my girl on Instagram, which I'm not, you shouldn't be either, buddy.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I'm not. I'm not. How you feel about it?
think I align more with her. I'd be trying to stay whatever. If I do interject, it's usually with grace, and I'm usually shooting bail to someone. That's how me and Ben became great friends. Because I was like, dude, you don't even know. Like, at first you might see me as a threat, crazy. And I'm like, dude, you don't even know all the bail I've shot you. This relationship has been extended because of me.
It's been extended. Right. I don't want you having that power either, though. Don't be telling me my shit is extended.
No, it's more, I think, it depends. I think if I'm talking to a guy friend, it's like, we kind of like whatever. It's like, yeah, it's very vague terms. Like, yeah, just do whatever. If it's more like detailed, if I'm talking to a female friend, I'm usually trying to give them insight of possibilities of the male mind.
Yeah.
Like, because she'll be like, because a lot of times she'll like, you know what? I'm acting like a brat. That makes sense to me. And for whatever reason, he couldn't articulate that to her. But she understands it from however I laid it out. So now he not in trouble no more.
I don't need you helping my person understand anything.
No, I'm not saying I'm doing, like, I'm trying to even do that less.
No,
I'm just saying when I do usually interject, it's more like, oh, maybe this happened. But you could be right. But I'm just giving all different angles.
Yeah. It's all well intended.
And then, and I don't think I've done nothing crazy to where some shit's gotten blown up. So I'm just like, I'm here for peace and harmony.
You having an issue with your man? Hit up Lex, okay? Hit up Lex on the hotline. Don't be threatened, guys. He's just here to help smooth it all out.
1-800-SAVIOR.
Savior.
Extended clip.
How come they want the girls can be a girl's girl and whatever? I can't be a guy's guy. I'm just trying to help my guys.
Yeah,
out.
But you know what? I don't even like to
be a guy's guy.
Can you?
No.
He understood, I think, but the guy he's talking about, he understood it because he ended up being like good friends. But you got lucky because he's from the same neighborhood.
Oh, and that's why everything. I don't do it as much. Like, I'm not gonna do that shit for whatever. It just I've seen, and I was also comfortable enough with the girl. Right, I knew that it was like, hey, it is what it is. I'm not trying to fuck her.
Had you fucked her before?
Not at all.
Did you want to fuck her?
No.
Never, ever.
Never.
Never thought about it?
Nope.
All right, question for all of y'all.
That's a tough one. Because she's an attractive woman.
She is.
That's the hard part for me to say
and
that.
I'm almost under the belief, you guys are going to kill me for saying
this.
No,
I'm
not. I'm almost under the belief that every man has a thought of fucking almost every woman he sees. Like a fleeting
my wife
thought.
Just turned this up.
No.
Real
like a fleeting thought. I really believe that most men I encountered have thought to themselves at least one time, like, I'd fuck her. I want to fuck her. Or like
a quick thought?
Like a fleeting thought. Oh shit, like, I'd fuck her. Like a quick, like I feel
that
like
that might have a little bit of validity.
I don't think I'm
to
special.
it.
I think that carries.
That might be a human
like
thing.
for an attractive woman.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because I think when they say women say like, oh, we know within the first 10 minutes if we're gonna fuck you or not.
I mean, there's definitely certain men I see that I'm like, oh yeah, but I don't think it's as like as a man's. I think
the problem with men is men have this ego, right? It's like men ego and men pride, and it's like I gotta put that notch on my belt. So it's not even about like I like her or she's the baddest or anything like that. It's like I need to notch my belt so I can tell the homies I did that.
But that's a commitment.
I'm a little more healed than that.
I think it's just like a
yeah. She's talking about more like you in passing. You see somebody, I'd hit.
Exactly.
And then keep rolling.
Exactly.
Which we do. I feel like it's a human thing to do.
So him saying that he never even thought I'd hit, and then you're saying she's attractive.
Oh, I get.
I'm
she
bullshit.
did.
No, I'm thinking like when you call in.
She got you.
I'm going bullshit, but he's coaching. He's coaching players, ladies.
All
right, coaching. Look, he won the champion. He's a big coach right now.
He's coaching.
No, because if the opportunity came and it was like
you're
that,
saying the right answers. Just take it. It's cool. Like
you
we were just saying.
I've also been the dude coaching and fucked around. I was like, oops.
Oops.
Wait.
Now I'm playing. Now I'm a player. You moved from the coaching. What do you mean? Like, oops, you blew some shit up, or now you're in the game
to where
yourself?
my coaching kind of landed in my lap to where it was like, oh.
Now you're playing the game.
I like the way how you laid that out. I like it so much that...
That's why I said don't be explaining shit to my person, helping them understand shit. Because
that's fair. That's why I said I try to do it less. Because I definitely didn't go in with those intentions.
Oh wait, you talking about like the women like the way you coaching their kids and they throwing you oops?
Like
they feel how I'm coaching their relationship.
They like how they understand. They're being understood by him. He's following them.
And even if I'm shooting him bail...
They're like, no, I like how he is getting it,
Right.
how he's presenting it, how he's understanding
Like a tip.
it. That's why I'm saying I wouldn't want a woman helping my man understand something like that, because it can. I've felt that way. I've had men try to say whatever in the past, and you do feel like, oh, like I like how you communicate. I like how you talk. I like what you're saying. Damn, I wish my man could say it like this. I wish my man got it.
Pretty
Then
much.
all of a sudden it goes from that. Now we're homies and you're helping me, and now maybe we're gonna fuck.
Now I'm blowing you back out.
Let me ask you. I forgot about it.
Or vice versa.
What if somebody? What if somebody?
Or vice versa.
What if your partner went like? And y'all making me remember the shit that I be asking my wife during the week. I do this all day. I do this all day long. Nah, this kitchen talk. I get in the house on this bullshit. What if somebody made meal prep for your partner?
Go for it.
See,
For
and she
both
told
of
me,
us?
I'm not doing it.
No, just for them.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Like just like if he went to work and some girl was like, yo,
It's a key question here.
I can't. I can't. The nigga please was crazy.
No, I'm so sorry.
I know, but it was in your core. Like I seen it in your face. Stop
They're
playing
gonna be
with
like,
me.
Juice is crazy as
Stop
fuck.
playing with me. No, my wife was on that same rhetoric. Don't have
okay.
nobody making no lunch for you.
It's a key question here. Is she paying for it?
I
No.
don't give a flying fuck.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, you thought she was paying for it? No.
If she paying for it, sure.
No, he just
that's
said,
a service.
I want you to try it out.
Nigga, you better get on. That's
You going for it? Because I know you Mr. Softy McLaughlin. So,
Well, I've been in a situation
Wait a
where,
minute, what?
where if we've been in, like if we're out and it's like, oh, he's trying to buy me a drink, well, you better go get
that's
that shit.
different. I'm talking about
Yeah.
Get that,
Like,
yeah.
But
Facts.
Even
someone
like
that you're
buying
gonna-
lunch, like, oh, I got you a burrito, I got you a coffee. Like, I don't think I'm.
Yeah.
Please.
And
That's more money
every
in my
once in a while,
pocket.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
tripping, but
usually how I
making-
look at
More
it.
money in my pocket.
To where I'm like, okay, if he wants to cook you food, if I trust you enough, then I'm like, all right, well, I mean,
You gonna
Hey.
let another nigga cook for your bitch?
No, it's not even that.
You gonna let another man cook for
talking
your
about meal prep
woman?
and shit. Like,
14
even more
meals
with
a
it.
week for free.
No, that's kind of crazy. I said 2.
What, Carl? What are you?
Two meals.
I'm talking about
Somebody's cooking
7
for
days
your
a week,
wife.
2 meals a
Meal
day.
prepping.
Meal
Nah, I know
prep,
who her co-workers are. I got work in both jobs she's had. I know all her co-workers. I'm good. No, because I know how dudes are. I was one.
Right.
for sure.
I was one at the job. Hey, y'all
predator?
go do that. Predator. I wouldn't
had
say
a work
that.
husband who would like sometimes bring me like leftovers or something, but nah. And he was, nah. There was no way.
But I also don't think that
Meal
like
prepping.
every man is like it depends, right? Because you've met like one of my bosses before. I think you
Yep.
met him too. Like
Laurent.
if he did, don't do that.
Bleep
Don't
that
say,
if you
don't
need
say
to.
it. Don't say it. It's
Bleep that if you need to. My bad. Hey,
don't
my
do
bad.
that.
I've been doing good this whole time.
You had you was doing solid, but if he did it, I'd be fine, right? Because I know him, right? Been to my wedding, the whole 9. I've met his people too. Know know who his sig other is. Like I wouldn't trip on that. That's what I was trying to explain to her. One night we was arguing. She heard the pod, and I was like, "Yo, like, you sure? Like if it was him, I wouldn't really trip about shit like that. But it just depends, though, right?
I think yeah.
If
Man,
it's a
that goes back to what he was saying, right? Is this the first time I'm hearing of this person? As he frequented the conversations more, then
Right.
it becomes a little more comfortable. Like, okay,
Right.
like
But
I
time
know
out,
that-
it matters. Where does your girl work at, if you don't mind? Like, not where specifically, but type of
Education.
Yeah, see, I'm cool.
Yeah.
You're not coming into the superintendent's
And
office.
mine works
with-
in
with-
the industry. There's
Yeah.
no damn
All right.
way.
Yeah, that ain't
These
working
hoes
either.
better not.
Yeah.
Well, look. I got a question for y'all. Okay.
Let's hear it.
So-
are we transitioning from here?
No. It's kind of on topic.
Okay, all right. Just want to make
So
sure.
you meet your sig other, right? Y'all going, things are great, and then you find out she got a best friend that's a member of the opposite sex. How do you handle that?
I am that guy, but my best friend.
We know you are.
No, but my best friend is a girl, right? We have
Okay.
matching tattoos and shit, and
Right? That's weird.
But she lives
okay.
in LA though, right? So like, and she has her own husband now. So the difference is the age, right? Like
Right.
now at this age,
Yeah.
it's hard to, even if I left this relationship, it's hard to get in. Like we're dealing with grown women now,
Right.
That have had male friendships for like the last
Yeah.
18 to 20 years at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So like now, who am I coming in month 1 to say, oh, you need to change that?
Yeah.
Some dudes do that, trust me. But my level of understanding is I can't do nothing about that.
Yeah.
Now, she came in with a male best friend. I got questions. She asked me the same questions. Y'all ever do this? Nah, that ain't been the case. I'd probably ask her the same thing. Because then I need to know what my comfort level is.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially being, it's a badge of honor among the male community if you get in front of a dude that y'all share a girl in. Yeah. And it's like, oh, you with her now? And it's like, don't present it to me like you got an upper hand on me, big dog.
I been there, done that.
Yeah, like that's
Been
crazy.
there, done that. Calm down over there.
Yeah.
Mr. Conqueror. Sound like Trump.
That's how men think. That's how men think, though.
She perfect for you.
Yeah. What if I said that to you? What if I said that's kind of crazy?
Kill you.
Yeah. As he take a drink.
Yeah.
State funded drink. That's crazy. No, I'm not going for that. So, what are you gonna do? You good?
I live that situation.
You live it?
Yeah, it's muddy waters.
I did not know that.
I mean, yeah, it's muddy waters though. Yeah, absolutely.
He's not like of the community or nothing either.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, and it's muddy waters, especially when people run in very close, tight knit friend groups.
Yeah.
And relationships evolve from those friend groups, right? So then you got to understand what was this person's role in my partner's life and when it was and what it is now. And so you got to look at that and you got to say, well, that ain't got nothing to do with me and where we are and who we are. So, not to take it mature, but sometimes you got to just stand on 10 and grab your pants and say, hey, it is what it is.
I think it's important to state too, like, I'm just saying, like, established relationships.
Right.
Like, if all of a sudden you got a new bestie of the opposite sex, I might definitely not be so comfortable. But, like, coming into the relationship and you have these established friendships, like, I know I think that I keep more male company than maybe most women, or I have more in-depth conversations with men than most women. And so that's something that I have to navigate and be careful how I navigate. But, my husband, I am forthcoming with him with all of my best friends, but there are some friends that we have crossed that line back in the day, in those 20s, early 20s, in high school, in middle school, whatever. And I make sure to like put them on game. Like, look, this is what happened with this guy. This is what happened with this guy. Like, but that was then. And I'm lucky enough that it's not an issue, and these are all things that have happened long enough in the past. But I think it's about being transparent, being honest, and then also, but no new friends.
How many people you have at your wedding?
Oh, 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we have
Intimate.
small
I
intimate
appreciate
wedding.
that.
Yeah, because part of my question
I want
would
to
be,
have a big reception.
you
Was
wanted
that person
to?
there?
Well, no, we want to eventually.
So if you did,
are
some of these gentlemen invited?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
I had to stay away from that.
Yeah.
I had to stay, because there are there are some women that I've been cool with, and we got a cool relationship. But I'd be like, yo, you know what? You can't come to the house.
But didn't fuck
sorry,
them.
no.
So it never went to the extent of full like fucking.
No, I did.
But no, I'm saying for me.
But here's the question:
with the gentleman,
was there an intention?
We almost fucked.
Had the situation presented itself, would you have?
I didn't. It did. It was very presented, and I had to use all self-control to.
It's very presented. It's crazy
to rein it in because of.
But you considered it?
Yeah.
Then he can't come.
But that was then, and I think that the fact that our friendships like survived those incidences, and we were able to stop ourselves, and then we were able to, really move on and see each other in a completely different lens. I be forgetting sometimes.
How old were you when it happened?
At least
doing some math.
10 years ago.
I've been a best friend too, is all I'm gonna say. Have you been a best friend?
No,
legit best friend.
Years.
Have you been a best friend?
Legit best friend.
What do best friends do?
I don't hit. That's crazy.
Not all, but I'm saying there has been occasions where a few of my good friends, we have had to like navigate those waters and pull back, and decide like, no, this is where this friendship stays. I think it can get tricky as you get older because especially if you have, someone you've been friends with for so long, you have this bond, you have this friendship, this understanding. And then as you get older and you get more attractive and now the hormones are going and we're not kids anymore, then you have to make those conscious decisions, and respect the new relationships and respect the boundaries and be honest with your partners. It's not for everyone, and not all of those friendships are going to survive, or not all of them had the intent. But I think that we have to admit there is some human nature, you know.
Absolutely.
And that's why having friends of the opposite sex is tricky, you know. But no one's perfect.
Yeah.
We're all human.
Yeah.
Like,
All right, hit my hand claps.
While you do that, I'm gonna run off to the restroom like Juicy J do.
Yeah, do your thing, man.
BRB.
Set it down softly. All right, read them in week. Would I be the asshole if I told a new Why'd he go? Oh, okay, I'm tripping. Would I be an asshole if I told a new coworker they need to wear deodorant? This person just started working at my clinic as a nurse. I am not management. I am also a clinic staff. We work at a busy clinic, but she smells when she first comes in the morning, not just after a busy day. This person smells like they don't shower or wear deodorant. I want to kindly let her know that she smells, but I also don't want to come across as a bitch when she is new here. It is bad enough that co-workers have been spraying perfume in the workstation. I haven't heard anyone talk shit, but also mind my own business. I want to help her out, but would it be better if I just mind my business, or would it be better if I said something to her? I'm a sensitive person, so I know it would hurt my feelings, but I would still rather that than finding out months later or something. Would I be wrong if I said something to them?
Them nurse shifts be like 12 hours long.
In a hallway.
Those ain't no regular shift.
Listen, there's this lady at my job. She's a larger lady, right? Very nice, very kind lady. I actually understand what she's saying in this. And I know when she walks by. She may not even be in sight anymore, but I know that within the last 45 seconds, she's been over here.
I can't stand you.
I've hopped in the elevator and be like, oh, I know that.
I hate you, Carl.
I know.
Hate you, bro.
And I want to say something. So I went to management, right? Because like as my position, right?
You are a snitch.
No. I went to management in a way
It's a
of
health
like
hazard for the greater good.
No. But I was like, yo, how do I say? Like I asked management, how can I say something?
Okay.
They told me to go tell somebody else, and I was like, yo, that's crazy. Who's also a lady? Men, I have no problem with having this conversation with. But about female body parts, anything smelling, showing, or whatever, I get weird about that.
No, you did the right thing.
Yeah. So it was like, yo, how do I approach it more so than can you do something about this, right?
Yeah, okay.
So that's what, and their response was, oh, just tell blah, blah, blah. I was like, I can't do that,
You don't
right?
pass the buck.
And so, like, I feel them. I probably wouldn't say anything to them, but I'm going to find somebody who I'm cool with and be like, yo, look, man, you smell that too? Like, is it just me? Because there are times too when you walk by somebody and there's a scent behind, you think automatically it may be you. Like, damn, I was with my mom yesterday and somebody was smelling a little tart, and I was like, is that me? I know I did a little walking today, but that
Did I forget to put deodorant on?
yeah, but it wasn't. It was somebody else. But it just happens. I don't know if I would have the courage to say it to someone. Has anyone else encountered, Mike? If you missed it, she wants to tell the young lady at her job that
that's the stanky coworker.
Yeah. For lack of a better term. What would you say though?
I'm not doing it. It's an HR issue. Simple as that.
It's an HR issue. It's crazy.
Cut and dry. I'm done. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna stay away from you. I'm gonna keep my distance. And in the capacity where I work, we don't have to be in the same space. So
yeah, that's
I'm
what
not going to where you at. Don't come to where I'm at, and that's that.
Don't come to where
You guys are all
How you gonna do that?
Because, like I said, in the capacity where I work, don't come to my space.
But what if they did though?
Then I'm gonna deal with it.
Oh, okay, there you go.
And that's that.
All right.
I think like coming from just like a different lens, a different perspective, and understanding like people have different circumstances. You know, there might be a reason why homegirl hasn't showered. Maybe she's experiencing. We think because people have occupations sometimes that that means that they have certain situations or certain home lives, when that's not always the case. You know, people can be in house, people can have their water shut down, people can be exhausted because they're parenting or they're taking care of an elderly person and they've started neglecting themselves. I think like handling people like that is an opportunity to show some compassion with grace, because nobody wants to be embarrassed. I've dealt with situations like this, especially working with like developing like young ladies, so like, you know, the 12 to like 24. where like, you know, you're
Middle
still
school
learning
did have a
yourself.
scent, yeah.
But even like, you know, early college, you know, still understanding as your body's changing. And like for me, the way I would do it, and if you're dealing with this situation, the most gracious way I could offer is that and maybe people don't have the funds. I would put together a little basket. It doesn't have to be expensive. You go to the Dollar Tree, get some soap, get some deodorant, get some baby wipes, towelette dries, and I'd put together a little care package. If they're a nurse, I know where their locker is. I'm leaving it with the note, like, you know, that maybe you could use this, you know, carefully. You know, it is what it is, you know, like, and that's that, and like a smiley face, you know, like, so. I think that like instead of neglecting somebody, instead of embarrassing somebody, I think it could take, you know, 10 minutes of your time, $5 of your money to actually be a resource to somebody versus just saying like, hey, you stink. You know, that's like when you like, you know, you need a resource or you need help and somebody gives you a phone number or they give you a website, you know, and it's like, okay, well, great. You know, sometimes things aren't accessible to people.
I feel like I'm past like making fun of people like that. So you're right. Which is why I think I take, like, if we were in high school, nasty me, I'd kill somebody in terms of like jokes, right? And it's like now, like, you're right. And also, I think there's other cultures that like have different standards of bathing and stuff like that. Like what we talking about is just like some shit that we have running water here. You know what I mean? Like some areas people don't have that, or they're not used to, or not knowing what that is. So you're right. So I probably would just like. I feel like women have a better approach though than men. Like you can go up to men and women and say, "Hey, there's a softer approach." I come out here, big guy with a beard, seems a little intimidating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, no, that's fair for sure.
Yeah, Lex, you ain't gonna get out of this one.
No, I'm dealing with it all the way. But I might be having deja vu because I could have swore I told this story, but I've been on the other end.
Someone told you were a little stinky.
So when I used to.
I try to say it so gently. Why you guys laughing?
I don't know.
Somebody told you I
don't know.
So when I used to work for Pat and Oscars.
Oh shit!
I was working 6 days a week.
Oh,
had one uniform.
You did tell that story.
Yeah,
part,
so I had to wash it a lot, right? And so one time I washed it, and it didn't really get a whole lot of dry time, and I was running late. So I came. So I got in my car. Yeah. I rolled it. I put it out the window. I rolled up the window, and I'm flying down the freeway to kind of get it dry.
Genius.
The problem is Plaza Bonita only 2 exits from here. I didn't get a whole lot of dry time, right? So it wasn't dripping wet no more, but it wasn't like once you put it on, I was like, it's damp, right? Obviously, damp clothes. You mix that with restaurant smells.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here doing my thing. Busting my ass off. Here come my manager. Can I speak to you in the corner real quick? And I was like, man, who the fuck complaining about me? Then when he told me what the complaint was, I said, oh, hell nah. Hey. I was like, hey, man, this what happened. And I had to get some clarification. I was like, yo, this is the first time, right? This ain't some whatever, right?
This is the first time, right?
I'm getting some complaints about your hygiene. You mean in general or like today?
In general or today is wild.
I needed to know the answer. Do you mean in general or today? Because I got
his reaction is why I would say shit.
I got the story for today. Got the story for today. If it's in general, I don't know what to tell you, big dog.
Dude, I had a manager once tell me I had my hair was longer and I was blonde, but it had grown out, and she had told me that I needed that I looked ghetto and that I needed to dye my
ghetto
my
is racist.
Yeah,
no, literally, she ended up getting fired for racist remarks a few years ago. But yeah, it's
well,
slippery slope. Telling people do it anonymously, folks.
Can I, Jay? Can I ask you a question?
I guess.
So it's
take it easy.
It's 2 things, right?
Well, yeah.
So what if
I agree to one only?
What if one, she don't like the way you respond to her, so you put the baby wipes in your care package and all that.
Yeah. She like throw it in the trash,
right? And she like, why she's doing that? I don't want that, right?
Yeah,
it's unwanted.
Yeah.
2, what if it's cultural?
And she's offended?
Yeah, and she's offended because
she comes up and says
that's
she
her
finds out it was
culture,
me.
and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So how do you as a woman, because like Carl said, it's easier for women to navigate these situations than it is for us of men. So how do you navigate that as a woman?
Well, one, I wouldn't be upset if she threw it away, because maybe she was allergic, maybe whatever. I think that, like, for me, it's like when the only kind of analogy I can do is like when people like say, don't give a unhoused person money because they're gonna buy drugs with it or beer. I'm like, I don't care, honestly. Once I've turned over these dollars, whatever
they do with their choice. You're right.
So that's how I would feel about the seeing it in the trash. I think that, like, if she found out it was me and she was like, hey, you know, I feel some type of way. In my culture, we're only supposed to bathe. Whatever. She wouldn't have to explain herself. I would immediately apologize. You know, I would say, you know, it was not my intention. And that's why sometimes good intentions don't matter. Like, you know, this was something I wanted to respect your pride and your privacy. So I thought this would be a way to discreetly go about it, because there has been some concerns brought up. But, you know, I respect you, to each their own. And if you want, in fact, I'll make sure I let other people know so we can shut that down and we can just respect, you know.
What if she want to run a fade?
She wanted to, like, find me? Well, then we can do that too.
Take the earrings out right now.
You know me.
I'm just playing.
Don't get it twisted. We can always do that.
Listen, go ahead and smell how you want to at work. I'm just going to let you know right now from my perspective. Hit my hand claps. Yeah. I'm going to just throw them in there anyway.
Yes, sir.
Fun facts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Lord.
Seatbelts were invented by Volvo, yet they released a patent so all car companies could use it for free, making it safer for everyone. Thought that was a pretty dope fun fact.
Yeah.
The inventor of the stop sign, William Phelps Eno, never learned to drive.
How did he invent the stop sign?
He's like, yo, if I can't drive, can't nobody drive. Everybody stop.
I want people to stop because I almost got hit a few times probably. You know, he's probably tired of getting almost hit. The inventor of the fire hydrant is unknown because the patent was destroyed in a fire. The irony.
It's crazy.
The irony. The world's most successful antivirus creator, John McAfee, later became notorious and faced legal troubles himself. Now, y'all remember McAfee?
Mm-hmm. That's a good doc.
I was just
there's a doc?
Just recently...
All I know is they was putting viruses on your computer.
Were they?
Absolutely.
Tell me what the doc was about first. Hold
it
up.
Was like 6-7 years ago.
Oh, for real? Was it on? You don't even know? All right. I ain't mad at it. People who fear germs are statistically more likely to catch colds as they avoid exposure that can strengthen their immune system. And you know, it's funny that we arrived on this one and then what happened this week. So the young lady that was on our page in the last couple of weeks where you had a dialogue,
yeah.
I want to say that she fits the mold. And Lex, this is your homegirl who we talk about, right?
Oh.
The one, no, that's his best bud. Right?
Really?
Hell yeah, that's his best bud.
I like
Run
that.
it up.
I'm shocked.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She got she get the kids vaccinated? Her kids.
Why are we putting her business
that ain't
out
my
there like
business.
that?
Only reason why I say
I'm
that,
not co-signing this conversation.
I want her to be here though. That's why I'm trying to entice her when she get here next time. But I feel like there are people like that. I got a homeboy that's like that, right? It was like, I ain't getting my kids vaccinated, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, I'm with you, but you can't get mad at the school district when they tell you that you have to. You want to have your kids go to school there. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't think they need to get this or get that. Yeah, but for the people that do believe in it, like, you put their kids at risk because your kids didn't do so in the first place. Right? I get it. Or, you know, from the other side, it's just I don't think that the school district is going to change that. I say all that because of this, because it's like sometimes you have to get sick to build up immunity in the first place. So, like, people that have like maybe OCD or something like that, who obsessively, you know, compulse over like cleaning stuff and everything, like I could see how that would be a disadvantage to them because they don't get as sick as often, but they're more susceptible to them when it does happen.
Well, yeah, the flu shot is basically the flu.
Yeah, I don't get that though. Not anymore. Yeah. After a while, you're not gonna just put
you over
that.
here shitting on anti-vaxxers, and then you're like, nah. But the flu's too far.
The flu's always the one that's like, nah, I ain't doing that one though.
Yeah, I'm not touching that.
I think it's the commitment to do it yearly.
Yeah, that's
like,
the other thing. Yeah, the other ones is like measles. Like, all right, cool, give me that.
I got the first 2 COVID shots. I'm like, hey, you know what? Y'all gonna keep going with this? I'm cool.
I'm cool. Have you got yours? If you want mine, tell. Yeah. You still
Absolutely.
get your COVID shot? Yes.
Oh no, do I still get it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I got it in the first round, and I think everybody in here is parents, right?
Yeah.
And so I think the crazy thing is like
I didn't get my kids vaccinated.
You didn't?
They strong.
So I had a moment like that where I was like, I'm not getting my kid vaccinated. So when my first son, I got one son, but when my son was born, I was like,
it's gonna sound crazy on the playback.
it is. Yeah. When my son was born, I was like, I'm not getting him vaccinated like that. And what we did is we spread it out. Right, so it was like we're gonna get one, and then 3 weeks later we'll get one. 3 weeks later we'll get another one. 3 weeks later we'll get another one. My daughter, when he was all good, I'm vaccinated fully. So, it's just this new ideology of like vaccines are, bad or whatever. You want to go back to Tuskegee Airmen or whatever. My daughter, when she was born, I was like, give it all to her at once. Let's do it. One shot. One doctor's appointment, we done. So I think what people that's parents, it's I don't know, it's a little convoluted, because do you want to go down that route or do you not? And either you do or you don't. Whether you spread them out to see if there's any reactions or you don't, but you either gonna do it or you not.
Because you know what I be watching? I be watching the little Border Patrol show or whatever when they be trying to like sneak shit in, like into like the airports and shit. But they be like taking people's lettuce.
Well, because that's how things spread. If it's like, hey, this is only in this country.
What kind of lettuce?
Like it be bugs in this shit. So,
that
too. But regular romaine, they be taking.
Not even the iceberg.
Yeah, they be taking the romaine. They be taking, or like people come back from like the smaller African countries with like chicken bones and like little powders. Right. They be taking all that shit out of their bag. So it's like, or if you come in here with certain animals, like snakes and shit that don't normally live in, like that's what happened in Florida. I think some dude had a bunch of snakes or whatever, and then they said like the story is that they
some shit up.
It did.
If all y'all in this country and this little sickness goes around and y'all been around it long enough that you're like, oh, that's light work. You gonna bring it to somewhere else where they've never been exposed to it, and you might wipe some motherfuckers out.
Are you talking about COVID?
Right, but see, COVID, that's how it was like back in the day when people first started going from country to country and exploring stuff. You were wiping people out.
Colonizers came and
you were wiping people out with basic diseases these days.
That's real.
What is the phenomenon of like parents not vaccinating their children now? What is that new phenomenon?
I feel like people are more
because they think it leads to autism.
I don't think it's new.
Right? Is that what it is? It's like the whole
one of the main things.
Vaccination autism correlation, or
well, she also said too, there's research that shows that certain vaccines and stuff like that are actually harmful, for people like over time. So
okay,
yeah. Part of that is
okay.
I thought this was interesting. I think
it's
I heard
like
this
is that
before.
more harmful than the disease that's at hand?
I mean,
we'll see.
Well, yeah.
Right.
We're gonna have another one of them COVID things.
Absolutely.
It's not even that, man. They bringing the OGs back.
Right.
Yeah, that's oh yeah. What's
measles is back.
I mean, you had an MMR at Disneyland a couple years ago, right?
A what?
MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good. What's the other one that's McDonald's got hit with right now?
That was like Listeria or something. Or E. coli.
That ain't
on Big Mac.
That shit ain't never gone.
That's the way the farming going.
Yeah, I'm good. Speaking of McDonald's salads often contain more calories than a Big Mac due to dressings and toppings.
Wow,
that's any salad.
That trends.
I feel like in our age bracket, and I say this respectfully, man, but I feel like our parents had a lot of lack of information. Like now when I talk to my kids, like I'm sure y'all like this because I could just already tell. My kids will tell you like that's got a lot of sugar in it. Yeah. They hear from their mom. Yeah. Like I'm not giving my kids my mom and dad got Capri Suns in the refrigerator right now. I'm like, who the fuck about to drink these? Not them.
Better get that honest.
Yeah, I hate being that guy too, because then how you start off with the political shit. But I feel like that sometimes because like even where we go for the kids to go play basketball, like the snacks sometimes that some of the parents be bringing, I'm not down with. Sunny D,
why not just give them crack?
Yeah, I'm not Tampico, none of that.
Why not give them crack? That's something that needs to be said, parents. Parents, can we, it doesn't have to be organic. It doesn't have to be healthy or name brand.
But it ain't got to be crack.
It don't got to be crack. As a United Front parents, when we're doing snack days or gift bags, can we just try to be a little bit more conscious of the shit we're giving other people's kids?
Yeah.
Let's do a granola bar. Yeah. Let's do an applesauce pouch. Right. Let's do some goldfish. But you want to make it fun, a fruit snack.
Yeah.
Or
bring pizza. I'm okay with that.
Exactly.
Some of these parents, it's not laziness or stupidity. It might just be ignorance. They think, hey,
well, these are the fun snacks, and the kids love it.
This is healthy, and no, I give my kids this. Why is it not good enough for everybody's kids? They're not really thinking, oh, these other people's kids, I got to hold to a higher standard.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's not a higher standard, but let's, the sugar alone. Like, let's just think about it. Because then I got to get in the car and I got to rip it out of my twins' hands, and they're screaming and hollering. Yeah, and to be quite honest, now I'm giving it to them. And I'm dealing with the consequences later. I'm not even going to lie to y'all, okay?
Oh, I grab the bag first. Yeah. I get the bag first. Yeah. I let the Cracker Jack slide yesterday. I was like, you know what?
That's
you can live a little. Yeah, it's
Cracker Jacks ain't bad.
It's rough on the teeth.
Yeah, they're rough.
You're right.
I let them do it. But I be on them about that, man, because it's like, I went to the doctor with my daughter, and she was like, "Yeah, she about 3 or 4 pounds overweight." And I was like, "That's not crazy, though."
3 or 4 pounds.
I was like, "She had to cut down." She's like, "Yeah," but she was like, "You want to watch out for diabetes and all this other shit." I said, "Bro,
at 3 pounds overweight."
And again, who designed that system?
That's crazy.
What bodies were in mind when they were thinking of
3
it?
3 pounds. I was like, "She cool, man. She'll run around in the basketball court, and she slimmed down. She's getting taller too. She's taller than most of the girls."
They have been talking about getting rid of BMI as a thing. Like,
it's literally based off of
making enough sense, so they're gonna
please, people, do the research
because
on where BMIs are.
You look at an NFL linebacker who's like yoked, but they got so much muscle that they're heavy,
right?
And so they're like, "Yo, you're obese. You're
literally
out of line."
said people of colors like bone density was bigger. That's where big bone come from. Like these fucking BMIs are all based off of bullshit.
Bullshit mass index.
Obviously you want to, keep
bullshit
aware.
Mass index.
But you just got to think of the source, people. Look it up. Google it.
Absolutely. All right, hand claps. Yeah. We're almost there. Shows to watch. All right. So, and we'll get out of here on that. You ain't got nothing?
I got a lot.
You got a lot? No, go ahead. Fire it off.
Yeah.
All right, so I just finished this documentary called The Man with 1,000 Kids.
Wait, what?
Saw that.
Man with 1,000 Kids.
He went to a sperm bank?
He went to a few things.
All right, tell me how he. So wait, where's it on?
It's on Netflix.
Hey, I might have to watch this shit.
Yeah.
It's not fire, but it's like, because it starts off kind of slowly. Like, okay, I get it. This dude he out here wilding, but he'll like. And the thing is, I don't know. Maybe these women are lonely. I didn't think I feel like I could be objective. Like, I don't understand. Like, he wasn't that attractive, but he was out here getting all these women were like, ooh. He got this long blonde hair. He looked like a lion and blah blah blah.
Like a lion.
So he's out here on his website, and these women can't. And they're just like, oh, and he's like, oh yeah, I can. He does the shit personally. Would you like it the old fashioned way? And so he's over here doing this and that.
Well, he got a service.
The old fashioned way.
And then on top of that, he goes to the sperm bank, and the sperm bank always has like a limit of how many you can do.
So this is a thing for him. Like, he wants to have a bunch of kids.
Yeah, and so he did. I think it was in the Netherlands. He reached his cap there. He went to another bank.
Cap.
He lied and said, "Nah, I ain't been nowhere else," and they don't check nowhere. So he did there. He starts going across his country. Then he's like, hey. Then he starts flying to other countries, knocking them out. And you're like, okay, by the documentary title, I get it. That's what's happening. When it goes further down, you're like, okay, it's getting a little more wild, right? There's a whole community of people that do this shit, right?
That's nuts.
And then I think the last place they were talking about was Africa, where it's like, they don't even care. There ain't no cap. We need, more. I was like, I feel like y'all need less babies because the mortality rate is higher. Y'all gotta fix that first before y'all start just doing that. But the wildest part, and I don't know if it's like a spoiler thing. The wildest part to me, that I was like, all right, man, the world is sick.
Which part?
Is his homie?
Which part is crazy?
No. The sickest part to me was what they called the roulette, where him and his homie that was doing it together. They were like, we don't know whose kid is who because we would go with our cups and we'd mix that shit and shake it up, and then whoever strongest man wins.
That's crazy.
Then
wait! I got a question.
Yeah.
Did his girl go to work and get advice from her coworker?
Dude is stupid. I hope she did. 1,000 kids, bro. Some of them had to been twins too, huh?
No, somebody's like, like people were like, they had a whole community, like a whole Facebook group was like still contacting him, and he's like writing them back. You need to stop this. Oh yeah, I'm good. I don't do it. I only hit people up that hit me for a second or third. That's the only people I deal with right now.
That's crazy.
And he just out here lying. He just running it up. And then when I saw the roulette thing, I was like, all right, man, I got to turn this shit off.
So he did this across the world?
Yeah, he's still going.
That's nuts.
I think at the end they said, yeah, he's still out here.
And he did the interview and everything? You know what's crazy?
He didn't.
Oh, he didn't.
But he has a YouTube channel, so they bring his shit up, and I don't know. I don't get it. But, hey, I looked at the women, and I was like, all right, maybe. Maybe for y'all.
To each his own. I do watch Love After Lockup. There was a lot of wild shit on there, too.
Yeah, we started watching that. I watched the one Grey's Anatomy back in full swing. Love Grey's. I've been watching it forever.
What episode we on Grey's on this season?
I think
643.
It's like I think maybe seven.
Okay,
we're getting there towards the end. But one of the doctors is having twins, and her and her husband are going through it. And I wasn't anticipating being triggered, but I was, because she was like, this is like an at-risk pregnancy, and it reminded me of like when I went in and they like sat there and told me like how difficult it would be on my body. And I think like maybe people don't always understand the weight of a twin pregnancy, of like wondering the whole time if one or both of your babies is going to survive. How long are you going to carry? I had my twins a month early, and they were tiny, 4 pounds. You know, we spent a week in the hospital. There's so many other things that go into it, and the way it impacts your relationship, and having not just one infant to care for, but two. So anyways, the show, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm like, I need more therapy on this topic. But then I also watched the Mike Tyson and
Jake Paul.
Thank you, Jake Paul documentary. And I watched the Martha Stewart documentary. And really the theme for all of those are like, you know, taken away from me is like anybody who is trying to be the best at something or is trying to do something. And you hear a lot of the things that people who have gone after their dreams or who are successful, like those same common themes of like that delusional belief in yourself, of not letting fear hold you back, of just going for it, of dedicating yourself to being, you know, a master in your craft. And so I always enjoy documentaries like that. I also started watching a show called it's about this mobster. What's his name? Sylvester Stallone. Is that his name? From Rocky?
The actor?
Yeah.
Oh, he's still doing shit?
He's in a new show. It's the second season, and he's like... he did a bid for 25 years for like a mob family. And
it's like on... I think it's that Paramount show.
Yeah, it's on Paramount Plus, yeah.
It's not Yellowstone. It's called...
Something like that, though. It's good, though.
I ain't never heard of it, so you gotta get it from me.
I like, you know, I'm not very prone to like violence, but, you know, the gangster in me, I love a good gangster show. And he's just so, it's good. Anybody who's into those kind of like Breaking Bad kind of mobster, what was the famous one? The Goodfellas? Oh, God. Are you guys going to...
Goodfellas, yeah.
I think that like... The Goodfathers. You guys will like it.
The Goodfathers.
It's one of them.
The Godfathers. I don't know.
The Godfathers.
But yeah, those have been good. And the Martha Stewart documentary is good. Watch it.
Mike?
Tulsa King.
Thank you.
That sounds like a black show that my mom would watch.
And that John McAfee doc is called Running with the Devil, and it's on Netflix.
All right, I'm going to check that.
I've been watching The Penguin.
Oh, yeah,
on HBO. That's real good.
What's that
Come
about?
out every Sunday.
Like Batman.
Batman is it's
no
like
Batman.
It's a superhero movie.
without Batman. It's like a spin-off kind of thing, the villain thing.
The Penguin is a villain of the Batman?
Yeah, but then it goes into this whole other thing of Gotham, and then, you know, this whole crime family.
I love a good backstory.
They said it's like Batman Sopranos.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, like Batman.
Yeah,
Sopranos.
there's no off the wall shit or nothing like that. Like this real, like they're just regular thugs.
It's really like crime family type of stuff.
Okay.
Like
is it really gory?
Italian mob? No, it's not really gory. There is some murder kill kind of stuff, but it's not gory.
Okay.
But outside of that, because that's episodic, I've been watching Lincoln Lawyer.
Oh,
One of y'all watch that?
I haven't yet, but it's been intriguing me.
So Lincoln Lawyer is about this dude. He was a lawyer, high profile lawyer, and then he had a surfing accident, and then his mentor got killed or whatever, and he took over the firm. The firm was left to him, so he takes over all these high profile cases, a lot of murders and things that of that nature. So he's just navigating that situation and learning how to get through that, and that's been pretty cool. I can't watch nothing; I fall asleep.
You fall asleep.
So I
my wife is that person.
Yeah, I'll start on episode 1, season 1, and I wake up and it's season 3, episode 43, and you know what I mean. And that's that.
My mom be watching Outer Banks. It'd be killing me.
I heard about that.
Oh, Sister Wives. Ooh, my Sister Wife. Oh, geez, it's getting good. Cody is about to meet Christine's boyfriend on tonight's episode. I can't wait.
Christine is the one whose child passed?
No, that's Janelle.
Okay,
and,
which one is Christine?
Christine is the one who left him first.
Why do I know
and she's remarried now. And she's the one. She's already married, but the way that we're seeing is like 2 years back. So, but it's very daunting to see some of the things, knowing, how their son passed away.
The reason why I know it is because right after 90 Day Fiance, that shit come on, and sometimes it be a lot of wild shit. That I'm like, I can't tell you. This dude got 3 of these.
It's good.
Look, I be telling my wife this. I'm like, look, man, you think that like we really be out here? I was like, but I have too much problems.
Right.
Like, I got too many already, so then to add more. Like,
and they're getting, that's why it's so good right now, because they did a facade. Everybody, tries to save face, but now that, shit's blown up, everything is getting real and juicy. Right. I also have been watching Accused on Hulu. Accused is really cool. It's a different scenario each time, but it's basically someone who ends up in a jam and they end up having to go to court.
It's on Netflix?
It's on Hulu.
Is there guns or drugs involved?
All of the different cases are different. So it's different scenarios where people end up in situations where maybe they killed somebody on accident, or they witnessed the killing, or they ended up doing something accusatory. And it shows, regular people who sometimes end up in situations having to go to court and face the justice system. It's a drama. Nick Cannon was in the most recent episode. They aged him. He was like the owner.
That's convincing.
He was the owner of a tech company, and the police they hit a glitch where their facial recognition for black people was off, and it caused somebody to get killed. And so his partner hid it from him, and so. But so each episode is a different story case, but it's really good. It's probably one of my favorite new shows.
What is your household like when you and your significant other don't watch the same show? Right, so you talk about 60 Days After Lockup, or Sister Wives, or whatever, Sister Wives, or Snowfall, or whatever it may be. Lincoln Lawyer. Like, what is your household like when you want to watch something? Your significant other want to watch something else. Y'all don't, because that happens. That's in my house a lot.
Like 9 or 9:30, 10. So I'll be up at least till about 12:30 every night.
So you're a cheater.
What do you mean I'm a cheater, man? What kind of shit?
You got the couple shows and you got my solo joint.
Yeah. I try to have a few couple.
But what if your couple shows is like your solo joint too?
Then I just rewatch and
I'm at home though. It's not like I'm going anywhere now. So it's like we be at home.
But if she sleep in the bed, you in the bed,
she'll catch it.
And she fall asleep, and you like, yeah, There's 3 more episodes out right now. You sleep. I'm finna watch these.
You gotta wait.
There's only a few. I will wait, but there's only a few though.
Y'all some suckers.
But she knows me now. Like House of Dragon, like that comes on right before we come in here.
Right.
Probably in another year. It take him a while to get all the costumes and shit. So like, we'll watch that shit. What? I really watch the inside.
I don't know why that was funny.
I can't wait.
Because I said it.
No, well, I don't care about none of that shit.
But
the reason it's taking long is because it takes long to get the
because
costume.
it's very realistic in the sets.
It takes forever.
Cool.
You watch that, man. Watch the shit.
No, he's a hater.
I'll watch it.
Watch the shit, man.
I'm not saying that's not part of it, but like, yeah, you gotta write it. You gotta do a whole bunch of shit. But the fact that you're like,
they specifically tell you that the costumes take fucking forever to do. The sets take forever.
Hey, you
think it's easy to make a big ass 100-foot door?
I didn't say it was easy. I'm just saying.
I said,
hey, Mike, we got you making a 100-foot door. You can do it in a day, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. Fuck out here. Seth is telling you he needs 3 weeks. Seth is telling you 3 weeks for sure. I've been watching Shrinking on Apple TV.
What's that about?
Is that like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or what?
No. It's about this dude this dude is a therapist.
Like a shrink.
Yes. But they're all, look, to me, they tell this, the way they do this show is how I imagine all therapists to be.
Have you ever been to therapy? That's a personal question. Sorry.
Yes.
I haven't.
And I've also done therapy with people, right? In that fashion, right?
Yeah.
And so, and I've also had conversations with a bunch of therapists, and it's like when you talk to them, I just be like, look, man, you do something weird, like you do something normal, like you don't have all the answers yet, like you process them with me. But what I love about this show is that it feeds into that. So the man is a therapist, but his wife passed away in a car accident. And then he also is a dad, and he has a daughter who's like 17. She plays soccer. But then it's like a whole village of his people together working to help him raise his daughter and him picking up the pieces while being a therapist. So he has like these unorthodox methods. He's got one of his clients living with him.
Oh, Lord.
Right? Bro's got like PTSD and he's white, right? Yeah. So it cracks me up because like opening scene, he leaves his car on a curb in Pasadena. He's like, you just gonna leave your car here? He's like, man, I'm a white man in Pasadena. They're just gonna bring it back to me. And then the black dude's like, must be nice. It has that one dude, something layered in it. The white dude, man.
Is that the dude from Ozark?
No, it's the other
Laird?
Dude. What is his name, man? I cannot think of it, but he's funny as shit,
Brad
bro.
Laird or something like that?
Is he in Ozark?
Brad Laird?
No,
I think
not
so.
that guy though. This dude is the funny dude, man.
Oh,
From 40-Year-Old Virgin, him?
Yeah, I think it's him. Yeah.
Steve Carell?
No, not him. Hold on, I got you right here. I'm gonna look it up.
No, he's in a therapist show called The
Jason,
Patient.
his name is Jimmy Laird, but
I didn't watch it yet.
Jason Segel. This dude right here.
Oh, from
I don't know Jason
from Forgetting
Segel.
Sarah Marshall.
He's funny as shit, man. He be cracking me up. But yeah, I like it just because like it really gives you an in-depth look about just people being human.
Yeah.
And like going through the process, even the opening intro scene, it shows them like in a garden maze, but he's like trying to cut down like and get through the middle, like basically trying to skip all the processes. But yeah, it's pretty dope, man. It's almost like a Modern Family style shot show.
Oh, I like Modern Family.
Yeah, you'll love this.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. I'll check that out.
So, 3 cheers. Anybody got anything for 3 cheers? Anything that they want to celebrate? We got 4 people here. We might be able to get one, possibly, maybe not. One of the possible. Nobody's cheering for shit after this week. I see.
Well, I gotta give Quincy Jones a shout out.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Absolutely.
He's the only person on record that I'll say is better than Dr. Dre.
It's on record.
He's done too much.
It's definitely
done too much.
It's definitely on record. 92.
Quincy Jones has something to do with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to second that then because Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is a staple, and I'm sure all of y'all childhood as it is mine. And like Cole said, first thing first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. But Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was, it's a staple in our community, in our childhood, and Quincy Jones put that together. So I'm going to second that. 3 cheers to Quincy Jones. Rest in peace.
There we go.
R.I.P.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing I want to cheer. I'm disappointed in California. and the nation. I'll find some. I couldn't even find nothing that I wanted to cheer about because everything in the news is just Trump this, Trump this, Trump this, Trump this, and who he's selecting and all this other shit. Oh, Elon Musk is about to be in his cabinet?
Probably.
Oh,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild, bro. All right, we ain't got no music.
To tamper out.
I know, right? We're out of here. I got nothing else.
Hey, what do Carl normally say? And we out.
And we out.